you know that a higher percentage of rape cases happen in the house? Did you know that by you keeping quiet about this rape, you are doing more harm than good? Welcome to Blossoming Power, a platform that uses painful stories to help you come up with a blueprint of your life to come out of that cocoon. This is Maria Lucas. If you are new on this channel, please do subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime we upload a new video. Today we are going to talk about the topic of rape at home, because that is where most rapes, most abuse happen, perpetrated by our loved ones, perpetrated by the people that we are supposed to feel safe with. Today, this is not my story. Unfortunately, I thank God this type of abuse did not happen to me, but it happens to a lot of people. So I'm going to tell a story of one girl or one lady, they say. This lady told me that when she vividly remember at the age of 7, she was with her uncle in the house, like in their house. This is now the village, the village we are more of extended family. Everyone is in the house. So this uncle used to come to her. First, it started innocently. Him lifting her up, putting her on his laps, and then telling her how beautiful she is, giving her kisses on the forehead. Sometimes he pushes his lips against her lips. That is what she can remember. As she's growing, he started now touching her private part and allowing her to touch his private part, to the point where he started inserting his finger in her. Until she's a little bit older, she say, was it between 8 and 9, this man started inserting his penis in her. Although she was in pain, she was told, this is what happens. And it's not to be told. If she tells anyone, she'll be killed. If she's not killed, somebody in the house will be killed. So this abuse went on and on until this girl was, she says, 16 or 17 there. It only stopped a little bit when she went to the university, not university, but secondary school, sorry. When she went to secondary school. Now she's no longer in the house with this abuser. She goes in the hostel. When she came from the hostel, she was a little bit stronger. She could now speak up. Although she did not report it, she told him that if you do it again, I'll tell on you. And I don't care whether you kill me or you kill anybody. For as long as that you don't do it again, I'll keep quiet. So this girl kept quiet, she was a girl then. She kept quiet. Now, I asked her, my darling, why didn't you speak up? She said she was told she'll be killed or somebody will be killed. The second thing is she doesn't believe anyone will believe her, since this uncle was a favorite in the house. Everybody loved this uncle. And she feared people knowing that she was raped. She was no longer pure. And she feared the uncle going to jail and people blaming her. So you can see why people don't speak up, because they fear to be blamed, not to be believed, and they fear to be stigmatized or to be embarrassed by us, because we have a tendency of blaming the victim and not the abuser, which is very, very wrong. When you are blaming the victim and not the abuser, you are doing more damage than good. This year on TikTok there was a story of Meme Anna Nicodemus. She shared her story, like her healing journey from the rape that happened when she was a child. I can imagine how old she is. Maybe she's in her 40s, but she's speaking up now. A lot of people might be asking themselves, why is she speaking up now when she's old and this thing happened when she was young? If you followed in my previous video, I said your childhood trauma will catch up with you one way or another, for as long as you do not feel. When these abuses are going on, remember you are told not to tell anyone. So you cannot even cry, you cannot even feel, because it's only when you tell somebody that who raped me and I feel bad, when you feel it, you are able to forget. But when you don't feel it, you bury those feelings inside you. But one day, something will happen that will trigger it, and then it will come out. It doesn't matter how old you are. Maybe you'll be 70, 80, 100. For as long as that you are triggered, those feelings from when you were 5, 7, 10 will come out. She was speaking out because something triggered her. She realized that maybe when something was not right, and she started seeking for, why am I not fine? Just to realize that it's because of that rape that happened those years back. So a lot of people are behaving the way they are behaving now because of those abuse that happened long time that were not felt. In our society, especially Vambos or Wambos, us, we have a tendency of sweeping the dirt under the rug. We sweep it under the bed and then we keep quiet in the name of protecting the family. But remember, you are doing more damage than good. Children cannot tell you what is going on, because as they were growing up, when they are coming to report this little thing, that this one is beating me, this one took my thing, you shut them up. And when you start shutting them up, they already know that I cannot go to my mother, I cannot go to my grandmother, because she will still shut me up. She don't like me reporting. So if you shut the child up, do you think that this child will come and tell you when these abuses are happening? A lot of you, or a lot of us, we have people who are victims of rape, but we don't even know. You don't know. A lot of people are abused, but you in the house, you don't even know. Why? We don't pay attention. We don't pay attention to these things. When things are being reported, maybe you're saying, oh no, those are just neighbor things. In a house, they don't happen. You are joking. Things happen. For as long as that you don't pay attention. I just realized myself that I also don't pay attention to things. And I've realized that things happen because we don't pay attention. These things will continue going on and on and on until we start paying attention. Then things will stop. These abuses will stop. The story that I was telling, the lady said it started innocently. The person was putting her on her lap. I'm telling you, nowadays, children are no longer children. At the age of 4, start talking to your children about these things, about this abuse, bit by bit. I'm not saying to open the whole book. No, a little bit by bit. What I do for my daughter, when she turned 4, when I'm bathing her, I tell her, okay, your private part, you are now a big girl, you can wash there. You are the only one to touch there. No one is allowed to wash there. Even myself, I don't touch her there because it should be an example from you. You should not also touch your child on their private part. Then they will understand that all this praise is secret. Nobody is to touch except me. Because if you are telling your child, no one should touch you there, and you are touching them, you are not enforcing anything. They know, yes, you said no one should touch, but you are touching. So it's better you tell them to wash themselves down there. Don't touch them. Let them wash themselves, so that the next time somebody will touch them, they already have that mommy said, no one should touch me here. And start telling your kids to tell you anything and everything. Doesn't matter. I know we don't like kids reporting. For me, I tell my child, come and tell me anything that you feel like you are not happy about. It's not about overprotecting or what, or maybe you are spoiling the child. This world, if you think you are spoiling your child, this world is cruel. For me, I tell my daughter, tell me everything and anything that does not make you feel happy. And if a person tell you, do not say it, that is more reason to even tell me. Teach your kids to start speaking up. If a person is telling my child, don't tell anyone, that is more reason to tell. And you should tell your kids or teach your kids how to feel. How do you do it? If we also have baggage in ourselves that we did not feel, I suggest you find help. Find help so that you can teach your child. For me, if my child does something wrong and I spank her, I'll wait. Maybe after 5 hours, then I'll ask her, how do you feel? She will say, no, mommy, I feel bad. Why? Because you beat me. Why did I beat you? When you're doing something, there should be a reason. You cannot just do things to your kids and don't allow them to feel. This thing of a child is trying to speak and you are saying, why are you talking? What? Allow the child to vent also. Because if the child vent, when they get older, they will know how to defend themselves. They know how to feel. If you suppress this child's feelings, it will be difficult in their adulthood. Many of you are suffering that went through these abuses. You are suffering because you did not tell anyone. Those are the things that are buried under you that they are surfacing now. Some people just will come in your life and trigger those childhood memories, those that you did not feel. So please, if you know of anyone who was abused, sexual molested, speak up. Help that person. Find help for that person, so that in their adulthood, those things do not come and catch up with them. Speak up if you know that somebody was raped. Some people just need to be heard out. They need just to vent to someone. But they cannot vent because some of us, we are even the big mouths. When a person come and vent to you, you go and share with the whole community when they are not ready for you to share. Like when I shared this story, I spoke to that person that I want to share your story. But I will not mention your name. I will not mention anything. Just to reference your story. So don't just say any person that comes to you with a story, you go and share it when they are not even ready for you to share their story. When a person is sharing their story, let them be ready. So anything that comes out, they are already ready. If there's negativity coming out of them sharing the story, they are already ready. But if I tell you something and then you go and share it, you don't even know if I'm ready for my secret to go out there. It will be very, very difficult for me, and I'll not trust you with anything again. So, the lessons that I have learned in the story of rape, especially at home: do not allow your child sitting on uncle's lap. Always. These things were supposed to be normal, but now they cannot be normal because of these abuses. Do not tell your child you cannot sit on your uncle's lap for a long time, unless maybe they are a baby cuddling, helping, but especially when they are alone. No. Uncle is not allowed to press their lips against your lips. They are not your father. No one is allowed to touch your private part. You are teaching your girl child, you are teaching your boy child, because even boys are abused. No one is allowed to make you touch their private parts. No one is allowed, or no male is allowed to stay in the girl's room for a longer period of time, especially when it's time to sleep. If possible, teach your kids to lock their room when they're sleeping. Teach your kids to speak up. Be friends with your kids, rather than shunning them every time they want to speak out. Tell your kids to speak out, because it's when they speak out you understand. Sometimes pay attention to your child. You know your child is bubbly, happy, and always making noise. All of a sudden, this child does not say anything anymore, does not talk. The child is withdrawn. Because you don't pay attention, you just say, oh no, my child is grown now, she doesn't make noise. Hell no. The child is not happy. The child is probably being abused. If the child was a noisemaker, although even if they are growing, they don't just withdraw like that. No. Pay attention. Parents, pay attention. You that you know that you are abused, You were a child, you were sexually molested when you were a child, or you are still being sexually molested, sexual abused. Find somebody that you can speak to. There are free social workers in the hospital. Find one. Don't even think of, no, what if they go to jail? What if my family? No. We are talking about you. We are not talking about your family. If the family cared, they would have paid attention. Let's pay attention to these things. When you hear a rumor, sometimes just be nosy and try and find out. If you find that there's nothing to eat, leave it. But if there's something to eat, speak up. Confront that person. If you are afraid of confronting them, tell somebody that can confront them. Abuse is not nice. It will traumatize you. And until you go for therapy to be able to feel, you will not be normal. You will not be normal. You can hide from us that you were abused, but you cannot hide from yourself. Those demons will come and hunt you. Sometimes you wonder why you behave the way you behave. Just go back to your childhood and try to think deep what happened. You need to feel those things. You need to talk to a person who understands your feelings. These abuses are everywhere. And we really need to pay attention to everything. Yes, stepfather, you are busy molesting your stepdaughter. You are busy molesting your stepson. Stepmother, you are busy molesting your stepson. Brother, you are busy sleeping with your sister. You are busy sleeping with your niece or your nephew. Cousin, you are busy molesting your cousin. Uncle, grandpa, father, you are busy abusing this child. Even if you are touching them inappropriately, you are still abusing them. Don't think it's innocent. No. No, no, no. We need to protect ourselves. We need to protect our kids. We need to protect our kids. The house is supposed to be, or the home is supposed to be, the safe haven. But it's now the prison, the darkest place to be. Some people are even happy when they are not at home, because when they come at home, they know home is no longer a safe place. So let's make our home a safe place as much as possible. Do not be naive. Yes, he can be your favorite uncle, your favorite cousin, your favorite aunt, but they're busy abusing. Sometimes we need to put the love aside and dig the truth. We don't need to be blaming the victims. It's time you start blaming the perpetrators. It's not a joke. When a person is telling you, don't think it's a joke. Don't make them feel bad. If you don't know what to say at the moment, just listen. Before you say it to anybody, analyze. Analyze. That innocent person is the perpetrator. Please pay attention. Pay attention. I'm urging you. We don't want to have a future with wounded people. A future with a lot of people crying inside. Sometimes people defend, they become, I'm telling you, pay attention to people's behavior. If you want to find out the truth, pay attention to people's behavior. If they behave a certain way, know that there's something wrong. Although it's not molestation, maybe physical abuse, emotional abuse, all those things, pay attention. I'm just calling you to pay attention. Yes. Don't forget to subscribe, comment. Let's engage. You can always tell me what topic you want me to touch on. If I don't know any story, I'll always find somebody with a story. And then we'll see if you can relate to that story. This remains blossoming power. We are bringing out the power within you that you have been suppressing for so long. Until next time.